our manifesting time. How are you? We're in a new month. There is just a little bit of housekeeping before we start. 2-2 meditation that I did yesterday is up on the channel for you to view. We did it in Canterbury, or I went live in Canterbury. I was hoping to be right in the sacred site, as I wanted to hold the intention with this month's meditation for peace for all sacred spaces. So any in particular places like the cathedral, which has had massacres or that has had any kind of negative energy or connotations linked with it. But for all sacred spaces in general, really, and that was what the intention was. So we can hold that still. But let's start with our meditation for today. So February, we're moving into this Piscean energy, and I noticed that I'm wearing blue jeans, blue top. I've got blue. I've got brown underneath that I wore for our morning qigong, and for members, that's up on your members. We did a 40-minute instead of a 20-minute this morning as a reboot after our 5-day challenge. And for anyone that hasn't seen my energy. Qigong energy reset challenge, 5-day challenge. The 5 days I'm going to remain up on the YouTube for the next couple of weeks to give you a chance that if you haven't had a time to watch the replays, you can watch the replays. And as I said in all of the videos, I just invite you to join my membership. That's the campaign for the challenge. And the theme is just to reset and get you moving and grounding in this beautiful high energy. That said, and with our housekeeping out of the way, let's get started. So get yourself into a comfortable position, nice straight spine if you can. Keep your closing the eyes down and breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Hand on heart, hand on belly, lower dantian and the middle dantian. And just a gentle breath in through the nose and out through the nose. We're going to do a little guided meditation. As I said, the only sort of theme that was coming in is this sort of Piscean water energy I want to work with, because I noticed that I surrounded in blue without even thinking today. So breathing in and breathing out. Yeah, and straight away that's what's coming through, probably because I haven't done the monthly energy video yet and the year one. So but I want to give you this beautiful ocean aqua blues, all kinds of blues, deep blues like the blue I'm wearing, or this sort of I think it's that kind of blue to give you a visual of that which is linked to the throat chakra. And we're moving up into that purple, indigo-y kind of colour, but all tones of blue that are coming in, and this colour energy of that frequency, sapphire, ocean colours coming in, beautiful, beautiful deep resonance, and azure, blue, azure crystals. So bring to mind all those crystals. Anything that will connect you in some way to that colour frequency, that energy with the breath. So breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Oh, beautiful energy. So what I've got coming around me and what I want you to visualize is like a beautiful blue dragon or swirling blue energy that's kind of moving around the earth, shifting, connected very much to water, to Lemuria, like mermaid, shimmering time of the silkies. Yeah, just visualize an ocean and yourself on a boat, on the waves of the subconscious. So for this month, one of the things that we're working with is allowing the eruption in a couple of weeks' time of our emotions to come to the surface for us to see, but but grounding it in a very high frequency. So I'm getting all these images, really stereotypical images that are associated with sea shells, pearlescents, mermaids, dolphins, and there's a sense of Japan being important, and Australasia, Australia, that whole continent, that side that is linked with Lemuria, or Mu, as it was called. Some refer to it as Lemuria, for it was dubbed that kingdom by, I can't remember, 19th or 18th century guy that noticed there was monkeys that were on the sim, these little monkeys, and called it that. But Mu, but whatever you call it, regardless of that, this beautiful energy that's associated with this. So though I'm saying linked with water, and the flow, it's also this kind of plasmic light kind of flow energy. Visualize it swirling around you. So some beautiful blue dragon images swirling around, cleaning, purification, any kind of links with water in the sense of how we communicate with the intelligence of the water of our body, the fluids within our body, our lymphatic system and the blood system and purification system on the physical, and feel those colours seeping into those areas of the nervous system, etc., going through. So the blood as it runs, like blue veins coming through. I'm feeling sort of lapis around us in lazuli colour, that beautiful deep blue. Breathing that in and around you, calming you, that spiritual connection. I think I've still got, lapis here. Lapis lazuli, that colour. Azure, and all the other kind of colours right to the aquary, marine, floating around in very cool communication of our emotions, but in a high state of frequency. The fluidity, and like the Lemurian energy that was at once kind of present, but not on a physical. It was insubstantial beings that weren't wholly physical and wholly ethereal. They were kind of in between for a time in our ancient history, and connected with that whole area, sort of from Hawaii to Australia, where the Ring of Fire is. So seeing those areas and that landmass or non-landmass, the islands more, and what's happening there, that's where this information is flowing from, but on an internal level. So what it's linked to, Salasis, I think, I could say this mermaidian energy. I want you to think about the symbology of that, to be able to swim in the depths, but also to breathe on land. So the links of land and sea, the links of the earth, grounding energy, and that fluidity, and that flowing through each of your cells, through each of your intentions for this month, for the energy of the month going out ahead of us. Breathing in these visuals, maybe taking yourself to a beautiful tropical location in your mind, in your imagination. Your imagination and creativity very much connected with this. So it might be that as I move into expressing soul language, that you might want to get to pause and get a little canvas or a little note paper and pens or pencils and do some little doodles and sketches of patterns and colours and painting watercolour in its fluidity as I'm expressing these sounds. tickly throat, excuse me. And now feel the rhythm of the sound, feel the emotion of the sound. It's not necessarily this sound means this, it's more telepathy. I'm seeing lots and lots of symbols. So if you are more feeling that empathy and that telepathy, maybe make some sketches. If you want to post them below the video, it'd be lovely to see what people interpret. Now, as I didn't express it, but I did also always do call in my black cat kind of guardian order as this sacred space whenever I open up or do any kind of video or lives in this nature. So just a reminder to you, has just come in strongly for those that maybe to brush up on your energetical hygiene at the moment. Some are leaking energy. It's because we're still, it's like water. There might be holes in a bucket that we need to kind of fortify as we learn in a kind of how to hold the energy without pushing it on others, without taking too much on. Instead, there needs to be this melody and harmonizing happening as we practice as a humanity to do this. So set the intention for today, for every day, and throughout this year in terms to allow yourself for that to happen with this beautiful watery Piscean fluid energy. You the Christic energy, Christ linked to the Piscean symbol. You also, I'm seeing a sense of the fish. The fluidity is also finances and all of the systems that are related to that. So sending this beautiful blue color frequency through that in your life and around you, for that to be the case as well, for the flow, the ebb, the waves. Now also there's an image of, I'm showing, wherever there are storms and heavy rainstorms, where things and the weather is kind of feeling like it's a force of nature, if you like, in your life, and the weather of your emotions in this term, feel yourself being fortified, like you're on your boat, but you're flowing with the storms. You're able to ride above, to be in the eye, if you like, so that you feel the calm as opposed to the chaos that's happening maybe around you, maybe in society, and allowing this energy to draw, to power you, like to kind of almost charging you for what it is you need to do in your inspired action for the day, the week, the month. So remembering there's this undercurrent, also this energy grounding of growth, of transformation of wood, that you can call on as well. And I'm seeing an image, and I want you to become the tree, the strong oak that's weathers the storm, that's able to bend, not break, because it's fluidity. And I'm being shown of like a thing with the fires, those trees that hold, they had fluidity, they had the water within them, didn't burn. They had that fluidity, they had that water, liquid plasma energy is there, so it tampered the fires on physical level as well as emotional level. We think of emotion of water, of drowning in its negative form, to drown within the emotions, but think of this as no, lifting you up and putting you where you're meant to be. Like in some movie where you see there's a storm and the ship's being lifted and placed on against a shore. And even if the ship's broken apart, those shields, those things around us, those filters we put up may break away emotionally, but we are being lifted and placed on safer shores in a higher frequency for clarity, for clear understanding within relationships, within communication, with this beautiful blue azure coming from the throat and the throat chakra. So listen to the sound of the throat and then make notes with all these visuals that I've kind of given you to prompt you in your own imagination, but connecting very much with what is coming through for you, as I now just stay within heart soul sound. En I stat or usk I kturk no hatarak no sknairak usk mai anumia nai turum iuruk isk iruk umia I can do skniak uk I attack to skik ukut tak up I attack to kupam niuruk tu skni ayuruk ma ayukum Iakto ushkuruk skur pati patai nikuruk you shuruk num yaktai no you shkriayu mayatai Ni mea nektum. Ni you see you. You Ikutu shirayata. Ayata yato. Ayutom. Iaio isho mahata. Okay, taking a breath. God, I sense my son then walking up. So it's like they say, it's time to go, time to stop. I can ease, and then I looked up and saw him in the mirror. So just a little bit of a grounding. I might put it in the car for him. It's open. Just bringing your awareness back into the now moment, or me grounding and anchoring, seeing a visual anchor, grounding you down into the plates of Tara, and just breathing in and out, rubbing the hands together, take them to the chin and just sweep over the head and shake off any excess Again, making any notes that you need to of any information that come through, anything that images, patterns, colours in particular. Obviously there was lots that was coming through for me to share, and those visuals over the next week or so. You might see symbols of this to know that you're on that right level of, like, that's anchored that energy and you've grounded that activation. But just put your hands on your heart to finish and visualize just a grounding energy going down, roots into the earth. Thank you. Thank you for your time. Love and blessings for you. And I will see you next week for Meditation Monday, and obviously tomorrow for our morning practice for the members. Have a great week.